Today we're going to be discussing the Miracle Archer, which combines fighter and cleric. So get ready to line up the perfect shot here on Rolling with Advantage. Today when making the Miracle Archer, we want to focus in on the variant human for our race selection because there's a feat that we're going to need to get early to build around, and that feat is going to be Sharpshooter. What Sharpshooter is going to allow us to do is we subtract 5 from our attack roll to add plus 10 to the damage. Now that means that we need to find ways to help mitigate the loss of our accuracy through our build to be sure that we're always getting that plus 10 to our damage. For skills, as we're picking our human, always pick Perception. I think it's a great skill to get. And for our ability scores, we're going to be making a fighter cleric, so +1 in Dex, +1 in Wisdom. So when we go over to our class, we're going to have to start with 5 levels in Battlemaster. We're going to go straight into this. Our fighting style we're going to select is going to be Archery. This is going to help with our accuracy. Second Wind and Action Surge are great, but at 3rd level is whenever the build really kind of starts taking off. We get to choose 3 maneuvers for being a Battlemaster. We're going to choose Precision Attack, Trip Attack, and Disarming Attack. All of these can be used with your ranged weapon, which will be a longbow. So with Precision Attack, the thing that's great about this is that you get to roll the dice and then decide, do I want to use this maneuver after I see what I rolled? So we get to act with perfect information. So we make our attack, and once we say, hey, we rolled a 12, well, now I know I'm going to miss that orc. So let me go ahead and use my precision attack to be sure I push through the damage. That's incredible. So we're going to have that, and we have a couple of trick shots here where we can trip people up, the old arrow to the knee, and also disarming attack, which is great to be able to knock a weapon out of somebody's hand or something of that nature. So these are good tricks we have up our sleeve. I kind of think of a Hawkeye type of character with this. Now, as far as the ability score improvement at 4, and a lot of people out there are like, oh, we should grab the crossbow expert and pick up that bonus action. But the problem with crossbow expert is that we're limited to always using a hand crossbow, which, the range isn't as good as a longbow, and also the damage is only a D6 as opposed to a D8. I personally want to build the Miracle Archer to be able to take that long distance shot if I want to. So let's put our points in dexterity to pump that up. Extra attack is great. This is why we're going to take our first 5 levels in Battlemaster, so that way we're going to be able to get 2 shots off with the longbow. And then I still want to be able to get that bonus action attack, so we're going to go and take 2 levels in War Domain Cleric. What this is going to allow us to do is get the War Priest ability, which allows us to take a bonus action to make an extra attack, and we can use this a number of times equal to our Wisdom modifier. So with this character, we really want to cap our dexterity and our Wisdom. For your Divine Domain is also going to get us into the 2nd level. We're going to take Guided Strike, which again is a way to use our Channel Divinity to add plus 10 to the roll. Like Precision Strike in Battlemaster, we can do this after we roll the dice. So what the cool thing about this is, think of this as getting an extra use of our superiority dice just by taking an extra level in Cleric, and we also get extra spell slots and things of that nature. So I think a 2nd level in Cleric is really good. Now, from here, we can go in a lot of different directions. We could take some more levels in Cleric. I really feel that from here, I want to just keep dumping my levels into Battlemaster. That would be my suggestion, and as we build, continue to just max out our dexterity as well as our wisdom. So that's the way I would build this. Now, as far as abilities go and point by, we don't really need strength. I would put a 15 in dex and a 15 in wisdom so that we get a +1 to both of those stats for being a variant human. And then I would max out dexterity and then wisdom as we go with our ASIs, which we're going to be getting a lot of those for being a fighter. And then, 12 in constitution, and then you're going to have an odd point here, so 13 in charisma or intelligence. This is totally up to how you want to play the character. I took Urchin because for my background, since I'm going to have a high dex, this gives me stealth and sleight of hand on thieves tools. I really like thinking about what skills I'm going to take, about what stats I'm going to have. So having, survival because I'm having a high wisdom or something like that, all of those are good choices. So what I want to do is kind of talk through what this character does at level 7. So at level 7, this character is going to be able to do something extremely cool. What we're going to be able to do we're going to start the attack. We're going to use our extra attack. We take 2 shots with the longbow. Okay, D8, and then +4 with our dex for the damage, and then another +10 for sharpshooter. So even though we're looking at a +9 here, but we're taking 5 off of that. So we're going to be attacking with a +4, and if I hit with that attack, I'm going to be dealing a D8 +14 damage. So we'll average that out and say we're doing 20, for easy math, 20 points of damage per shot. Now, if I roll and I think I'm going to miss, then I can use my Battlemaster for precision attack, or I can use my Channel Divinity for guided strike. So what I can do is I take my 2 attacks, I can then action surge, take another 2 attacks, and then use my War Priest ability to attack again as a bonus action. So I can alpha strike 5 shots in the first round, and 5 times 20, you're looking at 100 damage in barrage that you can let out in the first round. That is incredible. Another cool thing that we can do with this when we look at spells is you can cast Divine Favor. So if you had, now this takes a bonus action, but this allows you to add another D4 radiant damage to each attack. So if let's say the first round, we take our 2 shots. Well, first we cast Divine Favor, then we take our 2 shots. So now we're basically shooting a D8, a D4. It's almost like we're shooting great axes around the battlefield if you think about how much damage that is. And then in the next round, once I have that set up, I can do my 5 attacks. And now I'm pushing an extra D4 with each of those attacks, and that's maybe as another, 10, 12 damage on top of that. You can really just start shredding apart people with that. So I love the idea of having Divine Favor over something like a ranger gets a hunter's mark, because the problem with hunter's mark is you mark 1 target and then it's a bonus action to move that, where Divine Favor you don't have to move it, it's just on. So let's say you get in a situation where you've got multiple targets, a target rich environment if you will. Well, you don't have to worry about moving your hunter's mark from target to target. You can just lay out and cast that and hit everybody in 1 round if you want to. That's really cool. So this is how I would set this guy up. If you have played something like this, I would love to hear your experience at the table. I love to hear the goods and the bads with each build. But this is how I think this would run. It looks really, really fun to play. It's been a long time since I've played an archer, and I think for 5th edition, if I was going to make an archer, this is how I would go. I also like having the spells for a cleric because I can take some great cantrips like guidance, also spare the dying, also picking up healing word for a spell that gives you something else to do with your bonus action. I think there's a lot of fun that you can do and utility that you can add to this, and you're going to be kind of staying back anyway. Sanctuary is another good spell selection. So this is kind of the base idea with this. I would love to hear your feedback. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to comment if you have any questions. I'd love to hear your feedback as well. And as always, keep rolling with advantage. Thanks.